Good morning, everyone, and good to see you on this second day of this week episode. And good to see you on this second day of this week episode. We're starting in a very short while. Second of week episode. We're starting in a very short while. Second of week episode. We're starting in a very short while. Call people around you. Get everybody to sign in now. Let all recovery managers be here as we kick off these brand new lessons and courses on Global Recovery Management System training. It's so critical now that recovery management is everywhere and needed everywhere, beginning from our lives and ourselves. And so, the need to understand the science behind it cannot be overemphasized. It is only when we know the science we will be able to do the art. So today, we will be taking it further and digging deeper into this session. As recovery managers, it is very pivotal that we are prompt, knowing what to do and doing what we do know at the same time. Our responses matters a huge lot. Each time we are devolving on this training stuff. So today, we will be doing what we know best to do. We will be looking at issues in our curriculum that we built up. Join me as I make welcome recovery manager Stella Okorigbo to start the first session as I come in later. Recovery manager Stella Okorigbo, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Prof. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. This is Global Recovery Management. And we did say that it's a journey. And this training is in collaboration with NDLEA. And this training started on the 11th of August to train men and women who will become certified as recovery managers. Like Prof has already told us, we need to train and become certified, because we are going to be dealing with human beings. It's not a course that will just say you do 1 week, then you get certified and you're okay to take care of people. And that's why we need to take it seriously. My name is Stella Okorigbo. And this curriculum is designed for 27 sections. So far, yesterday, we were able to deal with the third week. The first week, we talked about recovery, what recovery is, and we talked about substance use, why people use it. And
Hello, can you raise your voice? It appears you are muted. We can't hear you.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we're hearing you now.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So yesterday we started with the third week, session 1, understanding where recovery happens. Where recovery happens. And doctor said it addresses the totality of the client, the persona, the position, and the production. And he did say that we need to bring in the 4 domains to be able to attend to the client. And so when you're able to know the persona with the potentials of the client, then you will know what that person is able to produce. And also you need to know the place of his powerhouse, the powerhouse. And that took us to what detoxification does. And he said, before we can know what detoxification does, we need to understand what toxins mean. And we said toxin is those negative chemicals released to cause contamination in an individual. When they take in such toxins, it changes the body, the mind chemistry, distorts everything about the brain, and the individual begins to misbehave. Also, we talked about the rehabilitation. While the detoxification helps to remove the substance taken from the client, rehabilitation helps the individual, the client, to be removed completely from the substance. In other words, you take him out of all such things. And he used the 3S equals 1I. The situation on ground, the solution, then you know the strategy to use. Then there is intervention. And that took us to the clinical and the psychological, the psychosocial facilities. The psychosocial facilities. And you talk of the clinical ways to attend to them, then this psychosocial function, his thoughts, his emotion, his environment, when they are taken to a private facility. An assignment was given to us to write about 3 areas. 3 areas of your niche, and to support those areas why you think is so important to you. And I hope we have all submitted our assignment. Have we done our assignment? Because it is a certified training. A certified training. Therefore, your assignment is very, very pivotal. That takes us to today's training. I will say that we're starting with today's training. And today's training is session 2 of the 27 week 3, session 2 of the 27 sections. Understanding where recovery happens. Understanding where recovery happens. Just like the Chinese parable that says 1,000 miles starts with a step. And Saba Resources says a step in the right direction. And that is what we are doing today. Understanding where recovery happens. Where does it happen? It happens in a facility. In a facility. And in this facility, we have different rooms for different things. And the number one we will be taking is the intake area. The intake area. In the intake area, this is the first point of contact for a client entering the facility. In this place, the registration, the initial assessment, the documentation, orientation, and determining the client's immediate need is done. For instance, if a 28-year-old client comes in, is brought into the facility, what will the people do? All the staff there, the first person you will meet is that booking table. That's why in recovery, global recovery management system, we say the booking table is the most important place. That's where everything is determined. In this area, the staff registers him. That's the client. You know, we don't call them patient like the hospitals. No, the client. You take the basic information here. You take the history of the client. Has he been here before? Has he been to other behavioral centers? You conduct an initial assessment. Identify the immediate risk. Is it violent? Then you explain the facility rules. And here also you determine whether he needs urgent medical attention. It is in this intake area that all these are done. After taking all this information in, before you will then know what to do. How high is this person? You transfer this person then to where? To the, if he's still so much in him, you have observed everything that is still so much, you take him to the medical detox unit. That is number 2. This is another room where detoxification takes place. We already know what detoxification is. Detoxification is to be able to remove the substance that this person has taken in, to remove it from this person. It is in this detox unit that this is done. And who does it? Who does this detoxification? It is done by the medical professionals, not by the recovery manager. The medical professionals monitor and manage withdrawal symptoms and possible complications. For instance, a client who has been using drugs heavily and stops suddenly, then begins to experience sweating, shaking, anxiety, and maybe is even confused. The client is brought into this unit to be able to be monitored. Here, the professionals take his vital signs. They take his vital signs, then assess the withdrawal severity. As he stops suddenly, what has happened to him? You assess those ones and provide the appropriate treatment that will help stabilize him. And when he is stable, he is taken to the next room, which is the number 3, the observation room. The observation room. Number 3 is the observation room. observation room. In this place, you know, number one, we said the history is taken, everything about him is taken, and he's told the rules of this facility. Because of his state, he's taken to the detox unit. After helping him to stabilize, the client is taken to the observation room, where he's closely monitored. Where he's closely monitored. Particularly when they are medically unstable or because they require additional supervision. This is because after detox, a client becomes unusually restless. They become restless and confused. They don't know what they are doing at this particular time. So they need to be monitored closely. And that's why they are put inside this observation room instead of sending them to the general ward. Here in this place, the trained personnel or the recovery manager monitoring this client stays closely so that he is able to respond in case of any urgent change in his condition. And after this observation room, the client is taken to the CBT room. And that is room. This is the number 4 room in the facility. We are talking about the facility where recovery happens, understanding where recovery happens. When we say CBT, that is cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy. This is a place designed for cognitive behavior, where clients work with trained personnel to identify and change unhealthy thoughts, beliefs, and behavior. Here, when you see the client, you are thinking, what is going on in his mind right now? What is he thinking about? What is he thinking about? And if you try to question him, you can hear him say things like, I cannot cope with life except I take drug. Things like that. And as a recovery manager, you need to help him change such thoughts. That's the kind of therapy that will be given in this room. Whether we believe it or not, everything starts with the mind, your heart, your thoughts. The mind is very powerful. It's a very powerful place in the human. It is what you teach the mind that the mind takes. It is what the mind is taught that the mind takes. And that's why the recovery manager needs to help this client. You examine his thoughts, identify the evidence behind his drug taking. Then you challenge the belief and help him develop healthier coping responses. For instance, maybe his thought is that if I fail, my life is finished. I'm dead. Oh, that's his kind of mindset right now. But as a recovery manager, you can help him to replace such thought with, okay, I want to pass when I write exam. But even if I don't pass this exam, I can learn from it and try again. So it's not a thing of do or die affair. I don't need drug to help me pass through such situations. I don't need drugs, no. So it should not just be a room. It should be a training room, a training space where clients can learn to identify unhealthy thoughts pattern, challenge them, then on their own, develop healthier thoughts, practice new behavior, and eventually apply those skills and real life situations. Until they are able to learn that, they will not be able to dissociate themselves from thoughts, from drugs. They always think it is drug that can help them. So you ask him such questions before you do anything. This my thought, is it accurate? This my thought, is it helpful? Is it based on evidence? Such things as that will help the client to come out a better person until he is reintegrated into the society. Hope we can hear me. Oh.
Yes, we are hearing you, except that we cannot see you.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. You want to see my face. Can you see me now, sir?
Yes, I can, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. So I stopped at number 4. So the client is taken into the 5th room, which is the individual therapy room. Individual therapy room, just like the name, individual, is a private space where the client meet one-on-one with the recovery manager or the therapist, the counselor, the psychologist, or whoever, the personnel that is attending to him. This is where the person is able to share his issues. It is here you will really know the cause of this drug taking. One-on-one discussion. It is in this room that it is done. Like a child once revealed that his mom kept him with her pastor, a boy child, and the pastor raped him. It is in such rooms that the child will be free to talk about such things. How he has been abused as a child. And also, it could be marriage abuse. It is in this room when you talk one-on-one with the recovery manager that such deep secret things that have tormented you, traumatized you, over time are released. And I remember when I was, I'll just use myself as an example here. I remember when I was younger, in marriage, in my home, we didn't have curtains, we didn't have a refrigerator. It made me so sad and I fell into depression. And I was admitted into the hospital. And the doctor came to meet me. He said, I've examined, there's nothing wrong with you, madam. You just need to help yourself. And we talked. And I just was able to open up to him that, CCCO. He said, madam, take care of yourself. And that day I sat myself down and talked to myself. And that was how I was able to dissociate myself from all these material things. They don't really matter. They are not the things that make the human being. I dissociated myself from it all. I said, if it's what will kill me, let me get off them. So we don't need drugs to feel okay. You don't need drugs to pull through lives. We don't need it. Let's learn to live life as it comes. And he also talked to my husband. I don't know what he discussed with him anyway, because it was one-on-one talk. But before I got home, I saw a very mighty refrigerator. But that wasn't what helped me. What helped me, because I was able to take that decision to come out of it, to let go. Material things cannot determine what happens to my own life. Just like the child that will think, if I fail this exam, that's the end of life. Or see my mates are doing so well and I'm still behind. No, it's turn by turn. Your turn is coming and you will be better. And that takes us to the next room in the facility, the group therapy room. The group therapy room. The group therapy room, this is where clients participate in groups, in session. They all come together to share what? To share their experiences, to share how they got themselves into this drug taking. And this helps to build their communication skills and coping skills. When this one shares his own experience, the other one, they learn from one another. They learn from one another and they are able to support one another. Group therapy, different people who have suffered from drug or substance use come together. May not even be substance, one abuse or the other. They come together, they talk. It is in this group therapy room as such is done. It is in this room such is done. Everybody contribute how they got into substance use. Then that takes us to number 7. Number 7 is the family room. All these rooms we are talking about, they are where? They are in the facility where recovery happens. They are in the facility where where recovery happens. So every room there is important to the professionals and to the clients. In this family room, The counselors come in there to do what? Or the recovery manager, he comes in there to counsel, to educate, and to help rebuild the healthy relationship between the client and his own family. It is in this room such talk happen. We remember the example Professor James Komalafe shared with us, where he said his client, one of his clients said, he should please call his wife. It is in this kind of room such happens. If he had allowed him, he would have brought in the wife into that room where they will both be counseled. They will be educated more to know that we need to help one another in the family. Yes. When the man said, please call my wife, what does that tell you? What comes to mind when you hear such a thing? It shows that she is the one responsible for my situation. But how should somebody else be responsible for whatever situation you find yourself? You should learn to be in charge of your own life, not pushing blame to the other person. However, the family members still need to help when it has already happened during recovery. They need to be educated. It's not a time to be criticizing. It is not a time for blaming the client. No, it's a time to show love. It's a time to help him recover fully. All those will be done in this room. Number one is the intake area where history is taken. Every information is taken and the rules about the facility is given to the client. And number two is medical detox unit, where the drug that the person is taking is removed and is stabilized. Then number three is observation rooms, where the person is closely monitored for subsequent changes. Then number four is the cognitive behavioral therapy, where you help the client to change his thoughts from negativity to positivity. And number five is the individual therapy room, where you talk to the client one-on-one. And number six is the group therapy room, where different clients are brought together to share their experiences. And in this room, they're able to communicate well and they're able to cope well here. They learn such communication, the ways to communicate and ways to cope so that they can completely be removed from drugs. And number seven, we talked about the family room. The family room where the family members are brought into this place to counsel them, educate them, so that they can help to rebuild healthy relationship with the client. Then number eight is the crisis stabilization room. This room is specially designed for clients experiencing emotional, psychological, behavioral, or acute crisis. Let me say that again. Clients experiencing emotional, psychological, behavioral, or acute crisis. Why are they brought in here? To provide safety and stabilization for them. This room, they don't need any noise. They don't need any noise at all. So they are brought in into this room to be able to stabilize them first before we know what to even do. It's like an emergency room. They are taken into that place. Then number 9 is the quiet room. The quiet room. The client is temporarily brought into this room also to avoid noise or activity in the facility so that they can calm themselves and regain emotional balance. To regain emotional balance. That takes us to number 10. Number 10. Number 10 is the mindful rooms. We are just talking about the rooms in this facility where recovery happens. So we are not going to take our time so much. Where recovery happens. We have 20 of it. Now we are on number 10. Number 10. Number 10. Mindful rooms. Mindful rooms. This space is a space to practice such things as meditation. Meditation. You go there to meditate. Think about life. Even if it's a verse of the Holy Bible you're able to read or whatever you believe, you meditate on it. Or you take one positive thing, you think about it well. Then breathing in exercises. Breathing in exercises. You breathe in deep. You for relaxations and mindfulness. Why do we do this? Because all these exercises can also help the client to develop emotional regulation and self-awareness. As he's there doing these things, it brings him back to who he really is. He has the original him that he deviated from. Such things can help him come back to that place. Then number 11, we have the reflection room. In this room, the client can privately think, just like we said in the mindful room. Here, he can journal. What has been done today? What did I do? How is this treatment progressing? Can do all of that. Take a journal of how far your journey has taken you. In this place too, he can pray. No matter the religion you are, you must pray. Even the traditionalists, they pray. So the client here is able to pray. But I will suggest to us to pray to the Almighty God. Because He's the one that has created you. He knows everything about you. Better to come to Him and pray to Him. Because He knows who you are. He knows where your solution is. And He's able to engrace you towards it. Here also, you're able to process all the experiences and evaluate their recovery. And number 12 is the supervised solitude space. The supervised solitude space. In this place, this space is a controlled space where clients can spend time alone under appropriate supervision. You allow the person to go there, but the person must be supervised. Why do we do that? For safety. For safety and accountability. Then the 13th room in this facility is another very important room, and that is the dining facility. The dining facility. When I say dine, we already know what that is. The dining facility. In this area, this is where the clients receive their food, what they eat. Nutritious meals are served to them in a safe and structured environment. And this, in this facility, there is time for everybody to come and eat. There's a stipulated time. You must come out at that time, everybody will eat. And this also is a kind of therapy for the client. It helps the client to a stable, to establish a kind of routine and healthy habit. So when he's able to develop this one in this facility, as he goes out, he maintains it. The 14th room in this facility is the sports room, the sports space. In this space, all manner of sports, all manner of exercises can be done here. Here you can have the football, you can have the basketball, you can have the volleyball, the treadmill, everything is provided there. And we know that exercise is good for the body. Exercise helps to discipline us. It supports discipline. It supports teamwork. And it supports wellness. So this room, this space is also very, very important. Very, very important. That takes us to the 15th area. The 15th area. And that's the recreation areas. The recreation area in recovery facility. The recreation area. In this recreation area, the activities here help to develop positive ways of spending your free time. Of spending your free time instead of returning to those harmful habits, behavior you already have. That your free time can be positively used. You will learn it in this facility, in this recreation area. Instead of looking for a place to go and drink, to go and smoke, you can look for a relaxing environment where you do useful things. Useful things that will enhance your behavior. Then we go to the vocational room. Vocational room. Like Professor was telling us, Professor James Coman-Lofe was saying that in this new facility, that they will have this vocational room where people will have to learn skills. They will be trained on things so that by the time they go home, they will be useful to themselves, they will be useful to their families, they will be useful to the society. It is in this vocational facility that we learn all that. In this place, they can also be made to prepare for careers, just like it's done in correctional centers. They are taught productive activities that can help them to be reintegrated into the society fully. And number 17. Number 17 is the data office. The data office. When we say the data office, this is where the progress is monitored. The client's administrative record is taken to know how to evaluate how he's been, how he has been managed. This one supports monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. And the outcome measurement of the client. How far, step by step. It is in this room all those records are kept. But in today's, they are kept in this room, takes care of those. All these facilities are kept in this room with today's technology. Number 18 is also similar to the data office. Number 18 is record unit. Record unit. The record unit is responsible for maintaining clients' clinical, administrative, treatment, discharge, and recovery records in an organization and confidential matters. This is where all such things are kept. Then number 19. How that break-in transmission. Number 19 is staff coordination room. In this space, all the departments, the heads of departments, they come in here to discuss the client's progress. They coordinate interventions, review cases, and ensure continuity of care. All of them come here to meet. The last, another list, is the secure medication area. Number 20. Secure medication area. This is like the pharmacy in the facility where all the drugs are stored. The controlled area for the safe storage, management, preparation, and administration of medications. They make sure that it's only the personnel, the authorized personnel that have access to this unit. It's not a place where anybody can just go and take what you want. Only authorized personnel are permitted to come here. Like I said, it can be likened to the pharmacy in the hospital. After you are, a prescription is given to you, then you go there and take your medication. Now, I would like to conclude by saying that these rooms are not just ordinary rooms within a building. Rather, they are spaces that have been provided and that can contribute to a continuum of recovery. Remember, we said recovery is what? Is a journey. Is a journey. It's not an event. It's a journey that continues. And when we got to NDLEA headquarters the last time, I was shocked to hear when Alhaji Bashir said it can even be 15 years. In other words, it can even be a lifetime. So it's a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey that continues until the person is completely all right. And we said it's a journey from where? From the intake room. Then the detoxification unit through to treatment. After treatment, you have the rehabilitation, then to discharge, then to where? Family reintegration, and the long-term recovery management. Thank you, everyone, as I invite Professor James Komolafe to take over from here. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful opportunity to.
Wow. Can we celebrate our no other recovery manager, Stella Okorigbo? Please, an emoji clap offering, round of applause for her. That's how every one of us, we train, we equip. We are all in this business together. Wow. That is another Professor James Komolafe already. You don't know what you have until you climb a platform. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. A comment here says, great methodology of teaching. And Auntie Olufunsho, you never know, Madam Okorigbo, that she is a teacher by excellence. And in case you people are here, you don't know, she's the Chief Operating Officer of the Navigation School. So there's no any other better person to handle this than the Chief Operating Officer of the Navigation School of Saba Resources. Everybody on mute and clap for her.
Well done.
I only had my clap.
Thank you,
Others
sir.
refused to clap.
I
Okay.
did, sorry.
I have been clapping.
You've been
Okay.
clapping. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's time for questions, issues. Perhaps there's one or two things she said you need clarification and the rest of it. It's time for it. And I hope you are ready. Everyone who is a recovery manager can do what I do. You can. Everybody raise your hand like this and say, I can.
I can.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
You see now,
Okay.
you didn't show me your face. So I don't know whether you did what I said or not. Everybody raise your hand like this and say, I can.
I can.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
And the Lord will make it so for you by his mercies and power. So very vital. You've just heard it. What is done in the place of
I have questions, sir.
recovery? Yes. So how many of us have questions? Indicate so that we don't waste time. We're living here exactly to time. As behaviorists, our words must be our band. So who said she has question? Auntie Olufunsho, you have question?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Recovery
sir.
manager Olufunsho, number
Yes,
one.
sir. Thank you,
Jenny
ma'am.
Glow, are you in the house? Let's just take everyone who has question first, so that we don't shoot our time, overshoot our time. Daniel Aduloju, you just join us now. You have question? Recovery manager Jennifer OJ, are you in the house? Any question? Recovery manager Olukemi Oladimeji, any question? Okay, so let's listen to Mama Recovery manager Owasanoye Olufunsho there. Over to you, ma.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma, once again. Your last statement was that actually, when you were going number 1, number 2 to 20, in my head, I was just trying to figure that. That means a facility we have 20 rooms. But towards the end, you now said all these rooms are just spaces, provided they can help the recovery. So my question is, if they are not the physical rooms, how can they be spaces? Do we have to have a room and use it for 3 of the numbers, or in situation because of funds? Because some can actually have these 20 rooms if there is funds and the facility. But in situation, nothing like that, which one do you advise to be merged together? Thank you, ma'am.
Wow. What a good question from a learned recovery manager.
Thank you, sir.
You see, there are recovery managers, there are learned recovery manager. Madam Olufunso Owasanye is a learned recovery manager who
Thank you,
is
sir.
asking learned question. Recovery manager Stella Okorigbo, you want to try?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I want
provide
to make
answer.
something, I want
I'll
to make
support you.
something clear there. I said these rooms are not just ordinary rooms within a
Okay.
building,
Hmm.
but they are spaces that have been provided to contribute to a continuum of recovery. What I mean by that is that don't just see them as ordinary rooms.
Hmm.
They are a recovery, each is a recovery room. However, there are some rooms that can be merged. Like you see, the data office and the record unit, they can be merged.
Hmm.
They can be merged. Then the quiet room, and the reflexing room, the quiet room, the reflection room, the mindful room, all those ones can also, the relaxation room, they can be merged as well. It's just that you now have to um, um, draw a routine for it. These people can come at this time. This person can. You just put it in order. Those rooms can also be merged. I don't know whether that answers your question. Doctor can also help us.
Yes. Thank you for the question and thank you for the contribution to the question. For global recovery management system and practices, this is the ideal. Now, let me ask every recovery manager here and those who will listen later. Where in the whole wide world do you know any rehab facility, psychosocial center, even psychiatric hospital that has all these rooms? If you know one, tell me. Let's start from Nigeria. Do you know anyone? Auntie Olufunso, do you know
No,
anyone?
no, sir. But how Madam explained, it would have
Yes.
been good to have each of them. But like I said, funds can restrict, but we
I'm
can't tell.
coming to that. I'm just
God can.
asking.
No, I don't know, sir. Not
Okay,
anyone.
good. Jennifer OJ, do you know anyone? Okay, she's not here. Recovery manager Abimbola Adeniyi, do you know anyone anywhere?
No, sir.
Okay.
I don't.
How about recovery manager Luwakemi Oladimeji? Do you know any place that has all this?
No, sir, I don't.
Even government facilities don't have this. But we are saying, since we are doing a global work, let's create the bottom line approach to say, hey, this is what it should be. This is the ideal rehab facility. And that's why we are coming in through our partner, by the grace of God, to say, hey, you can't just keep a boys' quarter and say it's a rehab place. You just get a 3-bedroom flat, stocking 15 people there like stockfish, and milking millions, giving them TV to watch. One room, you do 7 things. Relapses. Looks for what? Who will tell me? Gap, Lupo, and what?
Vacuum.
So from the intake table, which we call booking desk, relapse can happen. You know it is possible. And why do we give all this? So that Mr. Relapse will see everything play. that there's no room here. No mumbo jumbo. Can I shock every one of you? By the grace of God, Global Recovery Management System will build this.
Amen. Oh.
Only two
I
people say
join it. I join it.
amen.
Amen. By God's special grace.
By the grace of God. Except I'm not alive. Even when I'm not alive, it will be built.
It's will. It's will.
But I will be alive. I will enter each of this room and call you. And I say until Lufunso, oh yeah, come and see what Stella Okoribo said.
Yeah.
Jennifer, come and enter mindfulness room. Since you are even doing Mindful Horizon, we'll say take the full course here. You will see group therapy rooms, you see all those things. Only very few have 1/15 of this in Abuja. Very few. 1/15. And nobody is checking these excesses. Okay, doctor, I want to start my own. What if I can't have all this? Then we will tell you those few you can merge for the time being. And merging also this is also a function of velocity, volatility, value, and voicing. You want to match somebody who is psychotically out of order with somebody, that's why I say voicing. Volatility, write it down. All that it takes to build from scratch a rehab center, to overhaul rehab centers, to manage rehab centers. And I want to train all recovery managers because by God's grace, you will build and give people to handle and superintend. Some of you will superintend your own. It's a very fertile ground. Very fat. And nobody is doing it the way we are doing it. That's why I just don't know why people will see training like this and ignore it because there's no immediate cash, immediate. And they don't want to go through the rounds. See people greeting me for birthday and all that. I know we are doing training, you are still greeting me for birthday. Is that what I need now? So what are we saying? Please take every lesson very serious. Madam Stella Okoribo never knew last week that I will be doing this today. Next time now, who knows? Maybe his recovery manager, Abimbola Adeniyi Oseoya, we are going to General Marwa. You are the one to deliver this message. And there's no excuse. I'll just tell you, wait like that. Oh yeah, prepare. Anything you need, ask now. And I can bounce on anybody. A recovery manager must have his or her feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of recovery. Because that's where the peace is. What is peace? The harmonization of internal faculties with external realities. What is peace? Recovery manager Kemi Oladimeji. She's not here. A what? A realization and the harmony of your internal faculties with your external realities. That's the meaning of peace. Okay. So what is peace?
The harmonization of your internal realities and your external realities.
External faculty. very vital.
Faculty.
So that's our work. Place we are to build with people. Now, let me tell you our current role as recovery managers with rehab centers. Because there is that fear when we first rose that, hey, they will come and take over our job. We are not taking over anybody's job. We are complements, not competitive. We are not competing. We are complementing. We are not competing with medical doctors. We are not competing with psychotherapists, psychiatrists, even when some of us are doing those works. We are differentiating between platforms, but heading towards the same performance, the same produce. Please. Now, our current role as recovery managers is more of advocacy. Add what? Advocacy, training, mass mobilization, and to secure general buy-in and support to complement people who are already on the field while we do our own private practice and do consultation. I'm looking forward to a time where I can send you to Lagos, to wherever, to say, please, so rehab need our service. Go there and answer all their questions. Put the place in order. So families need family therapy. Please go. Carry out your diagnosis, see what is the issue, fix the lateral and horizontal challenges you meet in families, sort them out as a service. We are going to send you to offices to go and do this, because from yesterday's training, we discovered that not only people who have psychotic challenge, mental illness, or small emotional instability, or physical ailment, and what have you, needs recovery. Everybody, even people who are well, needs recovery, because you can be well physically and not well financially. What you are calling for is recovery. So it will take a recovery manager who knows his onion to identify the what? Situation on ground, which can happen to anybody, anywhere, anytime, and then pull out what? The solution where? In the head, and put it where? In the hand. And then look for the most appropriate strategy to join solution in the hand with the situation on ground, and back a what? Intervention. So, you see, when booking is done at the rehab centers and facilities, our work is not even to intervene in the procedure. No. It's to supervise. It's to ensure that proper things are done. But where they need us, we come in. That's the difference for now. Because we are still training. We have psychologists here. We have psychotherapists here. We have medical doctors. We have mental health. We have nurses. We have people who took lessons in caregiving. But it's not enough. All those theory, at times they are different from physical, practical. So that's why we are giving you the baseline curriculum to enjoy and understand, so that you can swing here and swing there. 21 rooms or more is doable. But for now, nobody is practicing it. Now, let's look through these rooms and see the one we can put together. You can also suggest to me. I will tell you whether you are right or wrong. We are all learning. And this is not a personal matter. It's for all of us. Reflection room can go with mindfulness. ROM Jennifer OJ, true or false? And then supervised solitude spaces can
Very
go with
true, sir. Very
good.
true, sir.
Can go with which one? Can even still come here. What I believe so much in recovery management, where you have space or finance problem, is you do clustering. Clustering in terms of scheduling. Okay, this group came for mindfulness. Okay, and then an hour or two after, let this group come for what? Reflection. Because they are so close. They are cousins. Both mindfulness and reflection are first cousins in behavioral therapy. They are what? First cousin. So they are very close. Quiet room too. When it is quiet, the place must be quiet. Do you know quietness is no longer about physical noise? Are you aware? A place can lack people and there's absolute serenity on the surface, but too loaded with books, with all kinds of heavy books, looking like lawyers' office, where they will arrange books around the place. You see TV, you see one ball, you see 3 calendar, you see all kinds of busy things. Can we say that place is quiet? No. So quietness is a relative term. Quiet, not too busy place. Some of our rooms are too noisy, not because there are extraneous people coming in there, external people coming in there, no, but because you have bed, you have a small table to eat at midnight or at night, or you say, let me put a small table here to drink water. It's still a dining table. You have books. Jennifer, what is in your room? You have so many other you have TV. You have a small rack. You have a place where you arrange some other things. Some of us even go ahead to have a small warmer inside your room. So you have kitchen there, you have a dining table there, you have bedroom there, you have all kinds of facilities and whatever, and then you have big boxes, wardrobes that are loaded with clothes, ancient and modern, fill everywhere. Those kinds of rooms are anti-therapeutica, and they can make you emotionally sick and mentally unstable. And that's why some of us look for so many things in our room. Where do I keep this thing now? And you start ransacking everywhere. Because of what? It's a loud place. That's why in clinical practice, we even go to the homes and houses of our recovery to check what's the ambience looking like. What is the physiology of that compound looking like? What is the emotional psychology of relationship in that family? What is the vertical and horizontal responsibilities and relationship matrix going on there? Are they harmonizing or acrimonizing? Are they accelerating or decelerating? Some sicknesses cannot be detected by stethoscope and by biometrics. Only a behaviorist like you and I can go in there to say, Mama, this thing I'm seeing in your room is able to constitute a trigger or a risk factor to this area of vulnerability and the rest of it. So recovery managers is so vital. We know what all of these are, so that when you enter a rehab facility and you can weigh whether they are really on tab or not. And then you see everything crowded together in just one 3-bedroom flat because they don't have money. That is a stage for relapses, even while still in recovery. So how do you blame that client who goes back home and 2 days after he is relapsing? So we're saying in an ideal situation, maybe 10 rooms. Intake area cannot be compromised. In fact, what I see around in intake is a washout. You see crowd.
I cannot hear Dr. again. Can anybody hear him?
No, I can't.
I
I
can.
think it's his net. I
Yes.
think it's his network.
Is this network? Yeah.
So do we have more questions? Is there any question or contribution before he comes? Otherwise, does anyone have a question or contribution?
Well, no question.
Well, there was something he said that, resonated because I am for mindfulness all the time. And I just want to contribute
Okay.
that I want to contribute about the mindfulness and reflection he talked about. Yeah, it's something I had written, and as he said it, I just opened my notebook and I found it. And what I wrote there was mindfulness helps us stay present. That's what mindfulness does. It helps you stay present in, there's a way sometimes you are doing something and your mind is not there. You are actually working, but your mind isn't there. Or you can be in a program or a service. It's going on, people are getting blessed, but your mind is somewhere else. So that's why mindfulness is very important in everyday activity. It makes us stop and ponder. It makes us to pause, to breathe, to reflect, and healing will come. If mindfulness helps us stay present, reflection helps us grow. Together, they build a healthier, stronger you. So be present, focus on today. Don't bother about yesterday. Don't bother about tomorrow, but be focused on today. Reflect deeply, understand your thoughts and your feelings, heal and grow. Let go of hurt. Let go of stuff like Madame said earlier, just because there are some things she wanted, which are valid anyway. Needs are valid needs. But you see, for everything to become a border on addiction is when we do it over and over and over and refusing to let go. Some people it's easier for them. Some it is not easy. It's not easy. Some actually needs medication. They need the medication to become focused, to become better. So there is no hard and fast rule to one who does not take medication or to him who takes medication. There's really no sin about that. But she was able to let go because she was present and could talk to herself. So to heal and grow, you have to learn to let go, learn and move forward. And then finally, support and connect. You are not alone on this journey of mental wellness. So you need support. You need people to be there, supportive people. So, and in my initiative, I say we rise by nurturing the mind, honoring our stories, and then embracing healing. When your thoughts are heavy, choose awareness. That's what I'll end that with. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that wonderful contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
Mhm.
Thank
Any
you.
other person wants to contribute? In the absence of that, we can close the meeting, right?
I think so.
We can close this training for today till tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for joining the meeting today. Tomorrow is another day.
By
Yes.
God's grace. Mhm.
By God's grace. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank
God
you.
bless
Very
us.
much.
God
Yeah.
bless you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
Have a
wonderful day.
blessed day. Have a
And
blessed
you
day,
too.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice day,
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
ma.
Bye.
God
Bye-bye.
bless
Bye.
us all.
See you all
Bye.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.